in Rock This House. I just tuned it. Now I'm gonna. Every time I've seen Setzer play, he at some point he decides to go like mid song, and that's pretty cool that he does that. So take you on that journey. Let's see if I can do it again. Do it better. You know, he's doing his thing. So that's pretty cool. I love it when that happens. Another thing about performing live, if you don't play a lot on the electric guitar, especially, you'll find out real quick that you need a tuner pedal or some way to silence yourself and tune on stage without subjecting the audience and the rest of the band to it. I mean, that's pretty standard torture to make the audience sit there while you tune it and they can hear everything. So I'm big on the tuner pedal where I can talk to y'all while I'm tuning it. I'm actually checking that low string while I'm talking. So if you're getting out there and you're going to play live, tuner pedal. This one's a polytune because once I started going to Norway and traveling a lot, I just started making my pedal board smaller and smaller. And even this year, for my June dates in Norway, I'm thinking about going no pedals. But what am I going to do for a tuner if I go no pedal board, which is to me like the toughest, most like real blues man way to play, no pedals? How am I going to make sure that my guitar's in tune all the time while I'm playing? Because I'm one of those guys that checks the tuning between songs because it's just super important to me. Anyway, so I guess I could use a headstock tuner when I'm out there in Norway, or if you have a headstock tuner, that's probably going to be fine if you're going to get started. Just make sure you turn your volume off so you don't torture the audience with that. So tuning, super important. You're going to play live. Tommy Emmanuel says that he spends a significant amount of time tuning before he even goes on stage. And that's right on, because I mean, nothing will get in your head more than just trying to feel it and it's just slightly out. So yeah. You guys hit me with a question. If there's something you want to know, talk about on this live stream, I'd love to do it. Once again, using the tuner while I'm talking. I know it's not silent. I am torturing you guys a little bit with the tuning. I know it's not silent because this guitar is pretty loud, just not amplified, but it could be worse, friends. One time I saw Chuck Berry at the Blaisdell Arena in Hawaii. This was like maybe 20 something years ago. And his guitar was super out of tune. So no tune or nothing. He's one of these guys, he just plugs directly into the amp. He walks over to the piano player. This is in front of like 12,000 people. And he just is like telling the piano player, like, E, tune it. 12,000 people. So this is funny because I'm telling you guys, look, you got to find a way to tune your guitar quietly, silently, so you don't torture the audience and your band with it every time you want to tune. Meanwhile, one of my freaking heroes, Chuck Berry, is just having the piano player play the note in front of 12,000 people and just tuning his guitar. That show was crazy though, because he ended up going to each member of the band, because you know this is the time period where he would just fly in and play with whatever band the promoter hired. So these guys were from the symphony, God bless them. They were in the union, but they clearly didn't know his music or really what it takes to play rock and roll. And during the show, Chuck walked over to every single instrument and like kind of showed them how to play their instrument. So like the piano player, who was clearly good, like accomplished piano player, Chuck like is showing him right hand stuff, like, no man, play the blues in front of 12,000 people. Okay. He goes over to the bass player and he's playing and he's doing this. And he says on the mic to the bass player, he's like, "I'm not rocking with you. I'm showing you where the beat is." Savage. And then the drummer was up on this riser, and he's like, "I can't come up there. I'm not leaving you out. I would show you too." But so finally, he ends up just telling the band to stop playing. He's like, "Just stop." And he's like, "I'm going to play solo for you guys." And he played Johnny Be Good by himself. And he said, "If this doesn't get the show started, nothing else will. I'm sorry, folks. I'm just going to do it." And he played like 3 or 4 songs by himself. And he said, "I'll make it up to you." And then walked off stage, which was crazy. I never expected. I mean, the thing is, like, the confidence this dude had to just own it no matter what. Like, I think that's what we all need if we're going to play live. Just get in this state where you're just like, "I'm amazing and I got something to say to y'all." I mean, I think that's the key. Practice like crazy. Like, get it together so you could if you're singing, you know the lyrics backwards and forwards, you could sing it in your sleep, or you got a signature lick or signature part. Practice like crazy. But when you get on stage, let it all go and just be like, "I am the man or woman, and I'm going to just show you guys some real shit right now." You can't, there's like no self-consciousness. You cannot be self-conscious on stage. And I actually got a lot of that when I was in music school is rough, you guys. Everybody's just like constantly judging each other and evaluating each other and comparing each other. And if you're 18 or whatever, like I was when you're starting university music studies, it's a rough experience. It's not a very like at least for me and the other music students that I've talked to, people who got music degrees, they agreed it's a pretty rough environment where everybody's kind of just comparing themselves and out for themselves, and it's a total ego scene. It's an ego scene, man. But this idea that you could just have this like unstoppable confidence and not be self-conscious, I got that from reading Bruce Lee's book, which is crazy. But he just talked about training yourself to where your attention can totally be on your opponent. Or in this case, if you're playing music, your attention can totally be on what you're creating, which is the song in the moment.